And here we go. Look, you've probably already seen tons of people break down the new gameplay, etc. So I decided not to just give you guys a recycled video, but instead come at you guys with something different. Now first things first, drop a like on this video if you have not already, as all your support is super appreciated, and go ahead and subscribe as well, because we got some really interesting things going on over the next couple of months. Now also, join my Discord server, which is in the description below, and don't forget I'm giving you a game of your choice for free, thank you to Instant Gaming as always, so enter that too if you have not already, because there's literally like 4 days left. So the gameplay we saw was great yesterday, okay, and over the last 24 hours it's a little frustrating, just a tiny bit, okay, to see a lot of people downgrade this game and almost demotivate other people's excitement for it. Now I'm genuinely not quite sure what people were expecting, but nonetheless it does indeed have a system like Destiny almost, and I've said this in the past, right? In all honesty, I've played Destiny in the past like a handful of times, not really out of choice, just more out of boredom and just simply purely like I've not played it enough, right, should I say, to be able to even rate the game or give my actual opinion on it. But it actually bottom lines down to Destiny is just not my kind of thing, just as a whole, right? The type of game it is. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean that because I don't like Destiny and that this Avengers game has a system like Destiny, that this Avengers game is going to be crap, because that's definitely not the case. I mean, what I saw yesterday was really great. And to address a few things, I mean, we've seen people complaining about, of course, the frame rate and so forth. Look, we can only imagine, right, the pressure these guys have been under. I mean, nobody expected essentially the entire world to just stop functioning, right? Which is exactly what happened. So these guys had to, like, I guess find a loophole and so forth, etc. Now, I don't want to make this video too long at the beginning anyway, just talking about all the negative stuff, but I just kind of wanted to get off my chest, because I think what they've been able to do and what they actually presented yesterday was really good. And I'm going to be pointing out a few cool things as well that I haven't seen people talk about in general on the internet besides my Discord server, so we've got some really good things to point out. But just to quickly, I guess, end this topic right here, so just because it has a Destiny style system, or, you know, the frame rates might have been, you know, a problem, and people saying, well, the frame rate shouldn't be a problem if it's an early build game, it looks like a mobile game. Look, it was a stream, okay, can we just really let that sink in? It was a stream to begin with, and second of all, do not forget that these guys are literally giving you the PlayStation 5 version of this game for free, okay? That being said, and I don't want to think this would be the case, okay, but we've seen games in the past just simply look, I guess, and well, there's been a noticeable difference on the new gen consoles, because they released at the time of the current gen consoles coming to an end, and then literally, I guess, just overlap into the new gen consoles, and with that it just unlocks so many new doors. But that's not to say that this game is at all looking bad for the current gen consoles, but just, I guess, take that into consideration, right? It's a very awkward time almost to actually release a game, if you want to say that. I've never made a game in my entire life, but look, I don't want to waste your time on this subject. Long story short, I don't know what you was expecting if you're complaining about this game, but it's just not for you. Like, if you didn't click with that yesterday, it just simply isn't for you, so just don't try and make the game for you, if that makes sense. Do not try and like something if you just don't like it the first time round, period. That is literally that in a nutshell. Okay, now diving into the actual information that I really want to talk about, because I've seen some really cool things pointed out. Now first of all, did you know, okay, this has actually just been announced recently, that IGN are going to have like their latest hands-on and reveal their, well, they've technically already revealed their moments and so forth, but come next month we're going to be seeing a whole lot of new things as well. Now I got like this top secret email, if you want to call it that. I don't really know what I'm meant to be saying, if I'm allowed to share this information, I guess, but it's not really leaking anything. But they did almost tease that new locations, new heroes, etc. will actually be shared in the next coming months. I mean, I don't know if they meant literally as in when the game releases or before the game releases, but nonetheless, in that email, the top secret email I got, it did in other words confirm that, hey, you're going to be getting new heroes in the next couple of months, and new locations as well. So as far as that goes, I'm super excited to see who they will actually add. Don't forget they done that survey as well, so hey, it's happy days, right? It's a long lasting game, just enjoy the damn thing. Okay, now into the second thing. One thing that I really loved, okay, like this was a moment for me in the game where I was like, you know what, that's a really cool feature. And first of all, it was Miss Marvel's shrinking power, and then of course just the ability in general to be able to shrink people. I mean, that for me, we've already seen that and kind of got the gist that it would actually be an ability that we will be able to have. But when you see it in action in some gameplay, I mean, it's just one of those weird things where you're like, you know what, that looks cool, I cannot wait to do that. And I feel like this is going to be one of those games, you know, it's just going to have all these like weird little things inside of it in terms of gameplay features that just make you want to jump into the game just to use these features. You might not even be bothered about the story, but nonetheless, I really think they've shaped it out to be a good game, and I'm not just saying that. That's literally my honest opinion. Now seeing a lot more of it, I'm genuinely excited to just get my hands on the new build in general. Now, of course, MODOK is confirmed to be the main villain. It is something that most people did kind of catch up on as well in the past, but hey, it's now confirmed as well, and co-op looks absolutely insane. But on my Discord server, somebody actually pointed out the heroic ability for Iron Man, and look, we've already, well, we literally saw that Hulkbuster, okay, is a thing, alright, but what's interesting is it actually just a special ability where of course you just essentially call Hulkbuster, or is it working on a timer kind of thing? But here, in this case, I mean, I'm gonna imagine this is like L1 and R1 that you press, and then boom, you just kind of get into that Hulkbuster mode, and then quite literally you're on, I guess, like a cooldown almost. Nonetheless, I think it's cool, and look, these are just small things that we've seen, okay? They've already confirmed in the gameplay yesterday that there are going to be locations where you can just essentially roam about in. Now, I know a lot of people compare it to the Lego Marvel games. Again, something I've never played, so I can't really relate to, but I'm sure if you've ever played one of those games, or even maybe seen trailers, you probably might be able to relate to it to some extent, because I took my time to actually go and search it, and I was like, hey, do you know what, I can actually see this kind of working out. But overall, okay, the key thing here, okay, because like I said, you get so many people that actually have a decent following just talk smack about a game that there is just no need for, right? And I hate it when people are biased about games as well. Like, if this game wasn't looking good, in my opinion, and don't forget, my opinion is my opinion, right? It's not everybody else's. Like I said, this game just might not be for you, and if it's not for you, it's just not for you. Like, a crazy thing is, I've never played The Last of Us, right? Being completely honest, I know it's a complete separate game to actually even talk about, but that's a game that's literally just breaking the internet at this moment in time, right? But I've never played it because it's just not my type of thing. That's literally it. There is absolutely nothing more to that, and I think that's the situation we're finding with this game as well. I think it's kind of a crappy thing to do, to just kind of slate the developers, saying, you know, that this looks crap and X, Y, and Z, and we didn't expect this, when you kind of needed to expect that, if that makes sense. So hey, I want you guys to leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Like I said, I know it's a really touchy subject, but just to kind of wrap up on some key things that we see. But first of all, just to kind of give you an overview as well, so the emotes as well, that's another thing that looks really interesting in general. Is again one of those little I guess those little functions, funny things, whatever you want to call it in this game, that will just I guess go a long way to an extent. So that was the first thing that stood out to me. Recapping, of course, on Miss Marvel's shrinking power and just the ability to shrink people in general. I did love Thor's gameplay as well, where you can literally just dash your hammer. Of course, that will pin somebody to you know, the wall or whatever it may possibly be, a surface of some kind, and then you can just kind of like run about with no weapons. I think that was a really cool touch. All in all, the characters are looking on point in my opinion. If I had to say my favorite characters right now, well, I mean, don't forget, Captain America hasn't been shown, alright? I know there's a lot of speculation going around on that, but look, from the Captain America gameplay we've seen in the past, he's straight up like in my top 3, so it'd literally be Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. Those would be my personal, I guess, go-to 3 playable characters if I really had to niche it down. I want you guys to let me know who yours would be, and like I said, I didn't want to give you guys a recycled video. I just wanted to literally just share my honest thoughts on how I feel tell about the situation as well. Another thing as well is the vendors in this game, just to quickly touch up on that. There is in-game currency. Do not worry about the microtransaction stuff. I know that's another thing that people are just complaining about, but again, these are things that have already been confirmed, right? You can add skills and gears to your character, of course, to make that suit just fit to how you would play the game. And then again, you know, different missions, I guess, essentially develop each character's backstory, etc. And again, it just ties into the heroes missions and co-op games in general as well. So hey, you guys let me know your thoughts on that. But that's going to wrap up this video here. So subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.